Hello all, it's United Talk. It's all a bit grey and dark and depressing as the clock's gone back. But you know what's not dark and depressing? Is Man United. Lovely old job, get in there. So United obviously beat Brighton 4-2. So I'm gonna do a quick bit of reaction to the whole match, and then our 7 points that we picked up from the game. Brilliant, aeroplane flying over. Might be a bit of a din. But yeah, so briefly on the match itself, it's a really good result again. Brighton have won 5 of the previous 6 meetings, so that just shows that they're a real bogey team for us. So to beat them 4-2 is a really good result. Actually, I think 4-2 flattered Brighton. I thought we was absolutely terrific. We could have, should have probably got 5-6, maybe even more. It was really dominant. Aside from obviously when Mr. Welbeck stepped up, I knew he'd score against us. But as we won, I don't mind. Old United boy, it's good to see him doing really well and still looking really good at 35 years old. But yeah, the game itself, certainly up until we made a lot of substitutes, which you should be allowed to do when you're absolutely cruising in a game like that. He should be able to do that, and there shouldn't be a massive drop off. And I don't think there was really. They obviously got back to within 1 and it made it a bit nervy. But again, as we touched on in the last video, the mental toughness is now a lot better, and rather than fold and crumble, we went on and got the 4th goal and killed the game off. And it feels beautiful, doesn't it? Up into 4th, and then old Liverpool lost again. Yes! Where are you all now? It's mad, isn't it? Our absolute worst team sitting in 4th, 2 points above their current champions, $500 million Galacticos team. So I always said Arne Slot, we'll see this season. Last season he had the vibes of Klopp's team, just come in and said do as you were. Now he's had to put a bit of a team together himself. We'll see how he gets on, but enough about them. So yeah, now as I said, very dominant, and the being within 2 goals flattered them really. So get in there United, here we go. So yeah, the 7 points from the game that I've picked up on. Number 1, Matheus Cunha, again, unbelievable. I've said previously that my favourite ever player to watch play football was Ronaldinho, because he had that magic. He'd done things that were very hard to do with the football, and it just made it look so effortless. And that is a feeling that I get watching Cunha. Now obviously he's not quite Ronaldinho, but he has that something that's really missing from the modern day game. He's just a maverick, and the way he picks the ball up and he glides past players, it just looks effortless. And he was absolutely phenomenal again, I thought. Not only was he doing that going forward, but he was also back and defending. He had a couple of slide tackles, one at left back, covering there, another one, Minter was kind of in the box, and although he didn't actually tackle him, and he might have given away a penalty if he did, just the action of being there and making it difficult meant that Minter couldn't get a shot away. So, but it's his on the ball stuff, he's just got that real swagger and that aura. many a time we've seen signings come in and the shirt absolutely drag them down, but it just looks made to fit. He just puffs his chest out, give me the ball, this is for me, this is where I need to be. He obviously loves the club, as he said, and he's just fitted straight in unbelievably, and what an upgrade. Like I say, nowadays there's not many that have that real enjoyment when they're on the ball, make you enjoy it. Like, yeah, it's just visually different, and I'm all for players like that. I think that's how football should be played. And like I said, the way he glides past defenders, it's so effortless. That's the thing, it's so effortless, it looks so effortless, and that's how you know it's unbelievably good. There was one just before he scored where he drove, just almost swerved past a couple of challenges and then hit a shot, and the Brighton goalkeeper, he obviously saved it, but then he gets his goal, which I've been really keen for him to get, because I think now he's just going to crack on even more. But it was an unbelievable finish. He just opened his body, bent it round the defender, used him as a marker, bent it round him and into the bottom corner. Great finish, and another unbelievable performance. And yeah, I think he's going to be a real star man for us moving forward. It leads me into number 2, the front three. What an upgrade we've had there, haven't we? It's unbelievable. So Mbeumo again, his 2 goals. You could say he was a star man. For me it was Cunha, but Mbeumo, Cunha, I wouldn't, either one of them, fair enough. And then Sesko, although he didn't get his goal, he's got an assist, and he looks like he's starting to link up with the other 2 really well. And as they go on, play more minutes, more matches together, get that sharpness, I just think it's such an upgrade. I mean, we've gone from what, Garnacho, Rashford and Højlund to Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko. It's an unbelievable upgrade. Garnacho just a waste, isn't he? So Cunha's so much better than him. And Mbeumo, obviously the guy, he just delivers, he's just output, match winner. And Sesko, I like Højlund, and I don't think he was helped by those around him, but Sesko, he has a better sort of link up, hold up play for me than Højlund. As I said, I wouldn't be sad if Højlund was still there. I liked him, but yeah, he wouldn't start over Sesko for me. So I think we've done unbelievable business in the summer there, and I can't wait to see it continue. See them continue to get better as they get used to each other. So that leads me into number 3, another seamless link to the fluidity that is now starting to appear in this team, because the front 3 linked up brilliantly, but also Bruno and Casemiro chipped in too, and at times when they moved the ball between the 5 of them, it was unbelievable. It was so good to watch some of the football. I think there was one chance that they was all sort of involved in. They might not have all been involved, but the majority were, and it ended up with Sesko hitting a shot and it went wide, and he was just unfortunate. His touch sort of took him out wide on his left, wider than he wanted to be, but I don't mind him having a go there. You want your striker having a go. Another day that flies in and it would have been an unbelievable goal. But they all just look like they're now starting to get a feeling for each other's game, the movements. Bruno's knowing where people are going to be in front of him, and that's what you want. You want Bruno in there pulling the strings, and them 3 doing what they do. But Casemiro as well, he fitted into it very well. He obviously, an assist is a bit far, but it is an assist for Cunha. And then picked up obviously on the loose ball and hit the shot that deflected in for 2-0. So he had a real hand in things as well. So yeah, the fluidity and how they're moving the ball between them, it's really good and really exciting. And yeah, hopefully it just goes from strength to strength. Number 4 is Matthijs de Ligt. Now obviously Harry Maguire took all the plaudits from the Liverpool game, but I said at the time in that game, de Ligt was awesome too. Obviously Harry got the plaudits because he noted the winner, but de Ligt was almost just as good, and he's been very impressive all season. He's now sort of up to speed, used to the Premier League, and he looks like an absolute steal. He's very dominant back there. Obviously he's a big unit, very strong, but he's been reading everything really well and mopping up the dangers, and yeah, just very pleased with him. You don't play for the teams he's played for and have the career he's had so far by being a bad footballer, and he's not. People were sort of mocking him. Oh, got bombed out of Juventus, got bombed out of Munich. Just these things happen. Sometimes players move on, and it took him a bit of time to get up to speed with the Premier League because there's a different beast. But now he has. He looks solid, and it's given us a real platform. And this is bits we've been missing: the goalkeeper, de Ligt, Maguire, all looking very solid. And yeah, as I say, it gives us a real platform for them guys at the front to go and do what they do. So really good. Hopefully he can keep that going. Number 5, this one's going to be lovely. The System, Jamie Carragher and co. Where are you? What are you saying now? Huh? Jokers. So the System actually yesterday worked almost perfectly to how it's supposed to work, and how Ruben has been telling people that it's not set in any specific formation. It's a system, and it's fluid, and it adapts, and it's supposed to adapt. And one of the key differences yesterday, I thought, was in this instance it was Luke Shaw. I've been quite hard on Luke Shaw recently, but I thought he was very good at this, stepping up into the midfield to make that extra number in the midfield. We've been so open there, but he done it brilliantly yesterday, and it obviously resulted in one of the goals. They were moaning for a foul. Wasn't a foul. Yeah, and it finally looks like they're getting to grips with what Ruben wants from the system, and it's actually starting to work very well. Every time Brighton thought they'd just pop it in the middle where we have been vulnerable before, Luke Shaw was stepping up into them and nicking the ball, and it meant that sort of Bruno had that slight bit more freedom, managed to get a little bit higher up the pitch, and it was Shaw stepping in with Casemiro to be the screen. And that is what Ruben kept saying was supposed to happen, and obviously the players are now starting to grasp it. There's still going to be times when we are open in the midfield, because we are a bit fragile. We do need a couple more in there, more combative, more powerful midfielder. But I'm just starting to see signs of the actual way that Ruben wants to play. Brighton are very good at keeping the ball and moving the ball, but when they tried to do it, we was very compact in how it worked, with Shaw stepping up into there, almost making a free in the middle, and then the back four. So it was very good, and hopefully they can just push on from here. Change of venue, technical errors, but number 6 is the building momentum. Obviously, there's been the three wins in a row, much talked about. 4 wins in the last 5, but I think generally from day one, really, it's sort of been building, starting in pre-season, which Ruben said he needed. The Arsenal game, we was very good, unlucky to lose the game, and it's been slowly building from there. Fulham game again, should have buried them. The Grimsby game is the real sort of outlier. Obviously, that is what it was, but aside from that, it's been steadily improving, I think. As I've said many times, I don't think we was half as bad as what people were making out. Mostly it was a narrative driven by the mainstream media, and Sky Sports, Talk Sport, Carragher and co. They all just picked this one word system and just kept regurgitating nonsense, without actually having a look and seeing for themselves. It's funny, he was calling for Ruben's head, or loads of them were, and now Arne Slot's lost 4 matches in a row, which Ruben's never done. So is he going to get the same pile on? We'll wait and see. But yeah, he's been building momentum. He's said he's got the free time to train week to week now. He's using that. The players look like they're getting used to it, and yeah, hopefully we can just crack on from here. We've got Forest and Tottenham, but we've got what looks like a run of games now where we should pick up quite a few points. We've obviously played Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, City, so all of them 4 out of the way already, and actually we've won 2 of them. Won the City game, obviously we got beat quite well, really. It's 3-0. We obviously lost the match quite well, but Arsenal we lost, and we shouldn't really have lost. So yeah, fine margins, and we would have won 3 out of the 4. And again, a couple of Bruno penalties away from being right up near the top of the league. So it is building. It's building, and I think we just got to keep letting Ruben do what he's doing, giving him the time. There'll be hiccups along the way, but we've got to remember there's 10 years worth of mismanagement at that club that needs sorting out, and he's trying to do things, building for the future, not just sticking a plaster on it. So, as I say, going in the right way. Winnable run of games, really, or ones that we should pick up more wins than losses, certainly. So hopefully we should still be up and around the 4th place in European places after this run. And finally, number 7, Anthony Taylor, the refereeing, and VAR for that matter. That was absolutely horrendous. I mean, I've seen some, quite frankly, crap refereeing in our league. I've talked about VAR and the officiating a number of times, but for supposed the best league in the world, it's about time the level of officiating was at the same standard. It was awful. The Ahmad one in the box, how that is not a penalty, I will never know. I mean, they're saying, oh, he touched the ball. It was like a microscopic amount. He's not in control of it. He's just lashed the leg out to stop Ahmad. He's tripped him over. There's not enough in that. It literally flicked it. It was the slightest of touch. and he took Ahmad down and stopped him moving into a position where he could get a shot at goal. And anywhere else on the pitch, that is a foul. There's no two ways about it. But how VAR didn't even then send him to have a look at it, it's bloody mind blowing, really. I mean, we could have had another one with Mbumo. It was on the line. If it's on the line, it's a penalty. So that one should have been a penalty, but the Ahmad one certainly. And then there was a series of like 3 or 4 incidents, majority on Mbumo, just one after the other, and he just didn't give none of them, but didn't book him for diving either. It's odd. It was odd refereeing. It was very, very poor. And to top it all off, the foul. See, if that's not a foul on Ahmad, then the one that Dorgu does for the free kick, how is that a foul then? Because that is just sort of a tangling of legs as they're running after the ball. So I don't necessarily even think that was a foul. But then if you actually look where the foul was committed, it's almost 30 yards out. And then the free kick somehow is allowed to be taken 10 yards further forward. How does that work? If that's where the foul was committed, that doesn't go in, and they don't get that bit of a boost, which then sort of makes the game closer than it should have been. Obviously, they then get a second one after that, and you're thinking, oh no, here it comes. But obviously, we stayed resilient, got about it, and got the 4th goal, and killed the game off, and it gave the gloss which the game should have had. But yeah, the refereeing is a joke. That refereeing yesterday was atrocious, and really, I think they should have to come out, like the players have to do interviews, like Bruno has to come out and do an interview when he's missed a penalty that decides the game. The referees should have to come out in an interview and explain themselves, because that is horrendous. So again, Mr. Howard Webb, sort your troops out, mate. It's an absolute joke. But there we go. Great result. Great win against a bogey team. Momentum building, and we go on, don't we? So don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave me any comments. As I always say, any comments about the game, about United, about football in general, because yeah, I just love to talk about football and speak to fellow Reds, fellow football fans. So yeah, leave me any thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers for watching. Lovely job.